Hello friends, I'm George, the nice smelly gentleman. It's time for my monthly haul video. So in this video I'm going to show you all the fragrances that I purchased in the month of May. I'm going to start with a fragrance from the house of AJMA, which is called the AJMA Vibe for him. I've already done a review on this fragrance. This fragrance basically is a sort of a take, AJMA's take on the Le Mot Le Parfum DNA from Jean-Paul Gaultier. It's an interesting alternative to Le Mot Le Parfum. It's not as sweet, not as dense, maybe it's slightly more woody, slightly more spicy. I would call this more like an woodier, slightly more mature version of Le Mot Le Parfum. But all in all, it's been a very interesting fragrance. And as far as I know, the Le Mot Le Parfum alternatives out there aren't that many. So if you're looking for an alternative to Le Mot Le Parfum, you can check out the AJMA Vibe. The other non-Lotafer fragrance that I was able to get my hands on in this past month of May was another fragrance that I was really looking for quite a while, probably close to a year, and I was finally able to source a bottle of that fragrance. And the fragrance that I'm talking about is called the Insurrection 2 Wild. Now, of course, this is probably the most famous clone of Thierry Mugler's Pure Havane. And with Pure Havane being discontinued for quite a while now, very hard to get, especially when you're not ready to pay crazy high prices. It's probably almost impossible to find. I think that Insurrection 2 is probably your next best alternative to Pure Havane. Now, I'm yet to do a full review of this fragrance, but from the few wearings that I've given this one, I really like it, and it will get you, it's getting you really close to that original Pure Havane DNA. Okay, now let's move on to the Lotafer fragrances. The next four will be from the Lotafer's Pride line. The first one from that is called the Ansam Silver. Already did a review of this one. I think it was my previous video that I uploaded. I'm going to link it in the description of this video. But this is probably the fragrance from that mini Lotafer Pride line haul that I got at the beginning of this month. This probably is the fragrance that impressed me the least. It's sort of an interesting fragrance. The DNA here, it's quite close to Azaro's Most Wanted. I wouldn't call this one a clone of Most Wanted, but it will get you in that similar style of fragrances. I would say about 70 to 75% close to Azaro's Most Wanted. Also on the sort of the mid-dry now, this sort of resembles the YSL La Nuit de l'Homme as well, but more like a vague resemblance to La Nuit de l'Homme. Performance and projection here aren't great either. So as I said, this is probably the sort of the least impressive fragrance from the Lotafer Pride line that I've tried so far. Next Lotafer Pride line fragrance was the Ansam Silver. This is like on the opposite end compared to the Ansam Silver. This one impressed me a lot. This is Lotafer's take on Bulgari's Tiger DNA. Also very similar to Afnan's Tirati Blue. It's a very nice sort of a grapefruity opening with some musky, ambery, sweet dry down. Performance is quite good. Projection is quite good. Compliment factor is high. It's a very nice fragrance for the current weather outside, you know, late spring, early summer. All in all, quite an impressive fragrance that I really enjoyed a lot, and the few times I've worn this one, I've picked up quite a lot of compliments with this quite a versatile warm weather scent, quite likable to the mass public. The next fragrance is again from the Lotafer Pride line, and it's called the Ishkar Gold. This is another very impressive fragrance, this one more orientated towards cold weather type of usage. It's smoky, it's sweet, it's a very interesting fragrance that sort of reminds me a little bit of another Lotafer, which is called the Lotafer Cayenne, because with that other fragrance again you have some incense, some vanilla and some leather. You have a nice suede leather note in this fragrance. Performance here is very strong, projection also very nice, again very high compliment factor. Pretty much the few times I've worn this one, I've picked up compliments. Price tag is nice, nice bottle, high quality bottle, like with all other Lotafer Pride line fragrances. If you're looking for something sweet, slightly smoky, leathery scent for the cold weather, I think Ishkar Gold definitely deserves some attention. And the last Lotafer Pride line fragrance in this video that I picked up in the last month is called the Ishkar Silver. Now this fragrance carries a very similar DNA to Paco Rabanne's 1 Million Lucky. People out there are calling this one a clone of 1 Million Lucky. I wouldn't go as far as call it a clone. It's carries the similar DNA. I would say this is maybe like 75 to 80% close to 1 Million Lucky. I also get some additional vibes from fragrances like the Amber Oud Gold Edition from Al Haramain, which automatically means that it also carries some of that Herba Pura DNA from Xerjoff. It's a nice, sweet, fruity type of a fragrance. I'm yet to do a full review of this fragrance. Probably I'm going to do it next week. But so far I've been quite impressed with Ishkar Silver. And again, if you're looking not for a clone of 1 Million Lucky, but for something in that similar style of perfumery, then Ishkar Silver deserves some attention. The next one from Lotafer is called the Atar Al Intense. Now this is a sort of an old school type of Lotafer fragrances. It's quite an old fragrance. I think it was launched back in 2014. It's one of their original scents that got them some popularity in the Western markets. But unfortunately in the past year or so it's also proven to be quite hard to find. I was looking for this one for quite a few months. Finally I was able to get my hands on a bottle of Atar Al Intense. I've given it like 1 or 2 wears because this is sort of a quite an cold weather orientated type of scent. So right now with the weather getting warm, it's not the perfect time to test this one out. But so far I've really liked the scent profile of the Atar Al Intense. It's woody, smoky, sweet. And the last 2 fragrances in this video are going to be from a new to me Lotafer sub-brand, which is called the Al Weasel. Now I just recently found out about this fragrance house, this sub-brand, and I purchased 2 fragrances and I've been impressed by both of them. The first one is called the Atar Al Weasel. Now I'm probably butchering the name, I'm sorry about it. If you know how is the exact pronunciation of the name of this fragrance, you can use the comment section of this video to let me know. But to get back to the fragrance itself, this is probably the best Ultra Male clone that I've gotten my nose to pretty much ever. It's still a bit sweeter compared to the original scent profile of Ultra Male. But as I said, this is probably the closest one that I've tried. Even closer than 9 PM from Afnan and the Ansam Silver from the Lotafer themselves. Performance here, very good. Projection, very good. Compliment factor, very high. I've really enjoyed using this one. I already did a review of this fragrance. I'm going to link it in the description of this video. But all in all, the Atar Al Weasel has proven to be a winner for me. And the last fragrance in this video and the last fragrance for last month that I purchased is again from that same house of Al Weasel, and it's called the Cayenne Classic. A fantastic fragrance, probably my best purchase of last month and in the past couple of months, for one good reason, and that's the fact that this fragrance emulates really nicely a scent profile that I absolutely love, probably my most favorite scent profile out there, and I'm talking about the Your Own Intense scent profile. As soon as I opened the box of this fragrance, I took out the cap and I did a spray. I was absolutely forever in love with this fragrance, simply because this is really close to the original Your Own Intense. Now it's slightly sweeter in the opening and in the dry down. That cacao or chocolatey vibe that you get from Your Own Intense, this is slightly stronger compared to the original scent, but that's probably the only thing that separates the Cayenne Classic from Your Own Intense. Performance here not as good as the with the original one, but still not a bad performer at all. Price tag, comparing it to the original Your Own Intense, this costs about 3 times less. So all in all, I think of this as a fantastic deal. So guys, in today's video I showed you all 9 fragrances that I purchased in the month of May. I hope that you found this video interesting. If you did, give it a like, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any future content. Stay safe, and I'm gonna see you in my next video. Bye bye.